Welcome to session 10 as we continue in our discussion on matters self-awareness. I'm Charity Kirigo Kagwaine, and it's always a great joy to come to us on these online platforms to share some of the thoughts on the things that I have learned as I pilgrim this journey of life. One of the things that is becoming very, very, very important, because we are living in a dynamic world, is the conversation on self-awareness and the conversation on emotional intelligence. Because there's a lot that is happening. And unless you get to the place where you are emotionally intelligent, unless you get to a place where you are self-aware, it is very easy to be caught up in the issues of life. And it is very easy for the matters and the issues of life to just carry you and carry you through and carry you away. So in this session, we will look at the Sparky, Sanguine. I've been looking at the temperaments. In session 8, I looked at the melancholic. In session 9, I looked at the phlegmatic. And now in session 10, I look at the Sparky, Sanguine. But just before I get into the Sparky, Sanguine, I'm an African, and on this side of the planet, we speak Swahili. And I have been trying to look for the right words or the right names for these temperaments in Swahili. So if you have managed to get the right words for these temperaments, please share with us in the comment section. It will be great just learning from you and hearing from you. Now let's get to the Sparky, Sanguine. The Sparky, Sanguine is the talker. The person who talks from morning to evening. They are always having something to say. They are never, ever lost for words. Unfortunately, while they like to talk, and they're very nice people, they talk before they think. And a lot of times will get into trouble for the things that they say. They are warm, they're buoyant. The Sparky, Sanguine is lively, is fun-loving. They're the party animals. Is quite receptive. They are hearty, and will just go out and just make everybody feel good and everybody feel nice. They have a natural charisma. They're very, very social and they love people. And when they walk into a room, because they have this energy, they have this life in them, everybody comes to life. The room lights up, They just have a way of just allowing this energy to flow to everybody else. Everybody gets their spark and becomes lively when they arrive. And you will know when a Sparky, Sanguine has arrived in the room. Now, the Sparky, Sanguine, everyone is their friend. Even the person they have just met right now is their friend. And they will make everybody feel very, very, very special. Unfortunately, they don't have very deep relationships. While everybody is their friend, they don't have very deep relationships. Most of them are just, superficial, and they just come and go as they go. And sometimes they will get hurt when people don't like them. They like to be liked. So when people don't like them, the Sanguine will get hurt. And they will even go out of their way and do anything they need to do just to be liked by people. They genuinely feel, the pains and the sorrows and the joys of, the people around them. And they will make everybody just, they will feel with you. They will cry with you. They will laugh with you at that moment. But once that is done, they are next to them. They are on to the next person, and they will equally feel the next person, and then they will equally feel the next person, and just make everybody feel very, very special. But there is not much depth. They usually go by what they feel rather than by what, they are thinking. They don't reflect on matters. So because of that, their decision-making processes are very misguided, and they tend to also make a lot of mistakes. and they tend to make sometimes shallow decisions, quick, rushy, shallow decisions. They're not very reflective. They often, think and act on the go, and therefore tend to, make a lot of mistakes. And when they are caught after making a mistake, they are usually very, very, very sorry. Or they will say 1,000,001 sorries. They will even kneel down and apologize so much and make you feel that they are really, really sorry. And indeed, they are sorry. Unfortunately, once they are done with that, they have forgotten, and they will go and they will probably make the same mistake 100 times. So if you are living with a sanguine, and if you are working with a sanguine, you really just, you just have to be very, very patient, and you just have to be a very forgiving person. A lot of times they will forget their resolutions. They will forget their appointments. They will miss their appointments. They will even miss flights, They will miss the bus. And they will even forget about their obligations, which makes them feel very, very unstable. They are very unstable drivers and dangerous drivers because they will be doing something else while they are driving. They will be looking out the window while they are driving. They will be on their phones while they are driving. They will be having this hearty conversation while they are driving. And sometimes they will even forget to, just check what is happening on the road. So because they are always fidgeting and always, moving and doing something, sometimes they can be very, very dangerous drivers. And if you're on the back seat and the Sparky sanguine is driving, be sure you will hit a couple of bumps, So just always be belted up. The Sparky sanguine is an impulse buyer. They will see, they will like, they will buy. Not even thinking about, the money was meant for this and that and the other. So rarely do they balance the check. And that's why it's very difficult to find a sanguine who is an accountant. Rarely. I'm not sure I have found one, because they will just buy on the go and when they like. So if you are living with a Sparky sanguine, you might want to be the one that keeps the checkbook. Now, they are just thrilling storytellers, and that's why children will just love them. They will be dramatic. They will just make that story feel and look real. And because of that, they are excellent actors. They are excellent, entertainers. They are excellent, preachers, especially evangelists. They make very good politicians because they will tell you what you need to hear so that you can give them their vote. They make very good MCs because, they like standing out, and they will keep the crowds very, very entertained. They make excellent salespeople. The sanguine will auction you while you are standing with them. Literally, they will auction you, and then after that apologize. And you will believe them. They will sell a fridge to an Eskimo. So if you're looking for a salesperson, go for the sanguine. Unfortunately, because the sanguine is always in a hurry, their jobs are not usually very well done. They rarely finish tasks. And when they finish, the job is not usually very well done, because for them it's a hit and run, and they are always on the go. So if you're looking for someone who, if you're looking to place somebody in a job that needs high quality, work, the sanguine is not your choice. So employers, sometimes that mismatch of skills, somebody comes to an interview and they convince you they can do the job, do not be fooled. If they're a sanguine and you want quality work, there's a no-go zone. Look for somebody else. They always have the messy room, and they're not a very, very disciplined people. And that is why they are the greatest world procrastinators. Why? They will start a job and then remember they needed to call somebody, and then dial and talk for 3 hours, and then remember they're supposed to, be completing a job, and then it's the end of the day and they have not even started the task. So they procrastinate a lot, and they rarely get, tasks completed. Looking at the scriptures, My choice of a Sparky Sanguine is Peter. The man was always talking. The man was always having, answers and solutions. He was always the guy who was always asking for questions. And he always had an answer for everything. Until, of course, he was filled with the Holy Spirit. And then I think he settled a bit down and he became the great apostle, Peter. But just imagine what this world would be without the Sparky Sanguine. It would be a boring world. They make our world, happy. They make our world joyful. And they make us just go out to have that extra fun. So if you are a Sparky Sanguine, you are a very, very special person.